What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of Cars Review. This week we're discussing one of the newer movies in the Dragon Ball Super franchise, Dragon Ball Super Broly. This movie is directed by Tetsuya Nagamine, with original characters by Akira Toriyama and cinematography by Yusuke Motoki. Dragon Ball Super Broly was the highest grossing anime film in 2018 and proved that anime movies like it could flourish in an American movie market. Broly centers around a new iteration of the character who was featured in previous Dragon Ball Z films, Broly the Legendary Super Saiyan, Broly Second Coming, and Bio Broly. And this one is telling the story of how he came to be in the current Dragon Ball Super timeline. The film opens with perhaps one of the best preludes in a Dragon Ball movie I've seen thus far. I mean, it's fucking epic. We get an inside look at what planet Vegeta and the Saiyan race looked like before Frieza committed genocide on them. We get tons of backstory on not just Broly, but also Vegeta and Goku, aka Kakarot. We see how family lineage and their offspring are treated in the Saiyan society. It's also a lot of fun to see Bardock, Goku's father, as well as Goku's mother Gine, interact and make decisions about the safety of their son, deciding to eventually send him off planet. Broly's power level far exceeds a young Vegeta. This causes King Vegeta to make a decision to exile Broly and thus his father Paragus from the Saiyan society, which he deems as a safety measure to the longevity of the Saiyan race. Little does he know what's about to happen to him. Bruh. They take off to Vampa, where Paragus develops a gaslighting of the century by convincing his son Broly that due to his immense and uncontrollable power and anger, he must wear an electric collar in order to be protected from himself, but really it's a means of control for Paragus to turn his son into this living weapon. And thus we get further motivation for Paragus to seek revenge on King Vegeta. Fast forward to present day, we see some lone soldiers from Frieza's army, Chi-Lai and Limo. Chi-Lai is just instantly lovable, like one of my new favorite characters in the franchise. And they scoop up Broly and Paragus seemingly as benefits for Frieza's army. Frieza and his henchmen have managed to steal 6 of the Dragon Balls from Bulma, and so the Z Warriors must rush to apprehend Frieza before he nabs that 7th Dragon Ball and gets his wish. What ensues is Frieza and the 3 Saiyans, Goku, Vegeta, and Broly, engaging in one of the most epic battles in Dragon Ball history. Earlier in the movie, Chi-Lai stole the remote control that shocks Broly from Paragus, so Broly is really able to snap and he pops off here. As the battle begins, Frieza watches from the sidelines, and you really can see that his callousness knows no bounds as he shoots Paragus point blank in order to trigger Broly's anger. The movie does an excellent job in affirming how evil Frieza is in this moment, and it's one of my favorite character beats in this movie. He's probably one of the best, if not the best, villains in the history of Dragon Ball. Paragus is also a fascinating character. The fact that he thinks it's okay to essentially control his son with that electric collar is not only demeaning to himself and his son, but also not allowing his son to really fully explore his potential and his ability to actually be able to control the power he has at his fingertips. He views Broly from a very flawed perspective. Again, this is another great instance in this movie where the character development is just like streets ahead. Paragus's death also mirrors a soldier that he shot point blank when Broly and he first arrived to Vampa as a means of survival. It was still cold. There is some kind of poetic quality in the way that he died by Frieza's hand. The events that ensue in the fight between Broly, Vegeta, Goku is one of the greatest displays of animation in Dragon Ball ever. We see one scene where Broly takes Goku while he's in his god form and just drags him across a glacier. I mean, it's just brutal. Goku's like screaming like, ah, ah, like you can like hear the pain going through him. As a kid and as an adult now, like you still kind of view these characters as gods. That's why I think it works that they can attain these insane power levels now, because they're always going to be invincible. So being able to like kind of chisel out and hone the pain that these great warriors are going through adds to how satisfying and epic this battle with Broly is. My favorite thing though is they finally made Gogeta canon. Of course, instant transmission and find Piccolo. Piccolo teaches Vegeta and Goku how to do the fusion dance. Of course, Vegeta doesn't want to do it, and it adds a little bit of humor. I thought this was kind of unnecessary. There's definitely maybe like 10 or 15, even 20 minutes of this movie that could be completely shaved off. While they're off doing the fusion dance and attaining this new form, Frieza goes into his golden form. Even he isn't a match for Broly. Gogeta shows up, does the Big Bang Kamehameha, does just some awesome shit right as he is about to blow Broly into smithereens. Chi-Lai and Limo have assembled the rest of the Dragon Balls. They wish Broly back to Vampa, and then in typical Goku fashion, right before the movie ends, he befriends someone who was seemingly his deadly rival. It was just really fun, really satisfying. It just made me so happy as an older Dragon Ball fan who like grew up with these characters, and seeing a character like Broly, who I think got sidelined unfairly as like kind of a Hulk, Bane kind of character, he gets his flowers here. You see what he has been through, the kind of pain that he has experienced. Not just that he's some kind of deformed or underdeveloped Saiyan who's just way too powerful. You see that he is a living, breathing, feeling person, and I think it just adds so much to his character and the storyline. Last couple things worth mentioning, of course, I already talked about the animation, but it really, really is beautiful. It's amazing how they really dip into 3D realm while it's seemingly 2D animation. It adds this depth to the set pieces and fights that was not there previously. The music in this film, composed by Norihito Sumitomo, is excellent. It brought me to tears at sometimes. Broly and Gogeta chanty sections are a little bit silly, but I think they work and serve a purpose. Man, the music during the Planet Vegeta stuff earlier in the film, the prelude with Broly and Paragus, and even stuff during the fights, like it's so spectacular. As far as ratings go, I'm gonna give this one a solid A. It's not quite superhero caliber, but it's almost there. And with that, please make sure to check out my other Dragon Ball related content on this channel. If you liked this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Until next time, peace.
Me and Ba got along well back home. It was scary when it got mad, but I got over that. And I started to train by avoiding Ba's teeth. We became like good friends.